support the guys so they could avoid that as much as possible. But I'm sure that's a challenge for them.
Yeah, it will be. And again, it's something that the Dodgers, they got that experience. They just collectively all went through it. They've been to the World Series a lot over the years. Yeah. This is uncharted territory for the Blue Jays. But we'll see where it goes. They got home field. It starts Friday night. He is Sean Green. He's somewhat conflicted. I guess neutral right now, but we'll see how the series plays out.
Neutral right now.
Neutral right now.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right.
No, I mean,
enjoy it.
The Blue Jays fans are awesome, so it's hard not to see them get excited and get another championship.
Well, exactly. I can tell you, as you know, people up here are pretty jacked up. So we'll see how it starts off, and we'll see how it plays out. Enjoy it, Sean. Thank you for doing this.
All right. Pleasure, guys. Enjoy the series.
You got it. There he is, Sean Green, former Blue Jay, former Dodger. Getting a lot of people reaching out, working for the Jays.
Put him under the gun. Put him under the gun and say, come on down and throw out a pitch with a Jays jersey on.
That'll be interesting to see who they pull out for the World Series, man. Like,
did you not think Joe Carter was coming out there for the 7th game?
I like if they save him for this one, though.
Yeah.
That's a World Series
It's got
play.
stones. Whoever pulled the trigger on that's got some stones saying, save Joe Carter for the next one.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's right. Like now you're into the next layer. It's no longer, this round was about the 15, 16 guys. Bautista, Donaldson, Pilar, Estrada. Awesome. Great to see those guys. The next one, that's where you bring out Carter. That's where Carter comes out. That's where Molitor gets flown in.
Yeah.
And Paul Molitor's coming out.
So who would be that?
Molitor?
Yes.
So who's the depth chart there? That's the thing. Who would you like to see? Say there's 4 games. Who would you like to see in your depth chart? Throw it out. Like, who's the next layer in your opinion?
Great question.
It is
Robbie Alomar, Joe Carter are 2 of the 4.
Robbie's not coming out.
I was just going to say, isn't Robbie Alomar
he has been excommunicated from the team.
Yes, he had some problems, right?
Like Robbie's not going to be showing his face at the Rogers Center. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I thought
Joe Carter, I hope, will be.
Yes.
You'd have to give me some time to think of that. That's a good question.
Because there is a Mount Rushmore for that next level, right? So who would it be? Like, that's the... Man,
it's been so long.
And I didn't want to bring his name up, but Alomar was like, you said it. I was like, there's no way that Alomar's coming out there.
Yeah,
right?
You can't change history like that. Robbie Alomar is still the greatest Blue Jay of all time in terms of playing, and all that. But he obviously, is off the field. The rest, the rest of his career,
it's well documented.
It's well documented what he's done and what's gone on, and the team has just said, "You're out."
Yeah.
He's gone. And I think baseball's behind that as well. But Carter's at the forefront of it, clearly. It has to be. But, let me look that up. And I'll give you an answer later this hour.
I think you wheel him out for game 1, Carter.
Joe Carter, I agree. Yeah. Get the party started immediately.
Yes.
Don't waste time.
Keep
Get
it a
him
secret and let him wheel out.
Immediately with the wave and throw that first pitch. I love that idea.
That'd be good.
All right, Mike Johnson in 15. Role play coming up. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I've got the list for you, okay? You guys want to hear it? I hope the Blue Jays are listening to this. Game 1. Ceremonial first pitch, Joe Carter. Like we said, you got to start. You can't wait to 6 and 7. You don't know if you'll get there.
Bring in the heater.
Start with Carter. Bring him out. You're back in the World Series. The last time you were in it, he ended it. Right? Last guy to do anything in a Blue Jay World Series was Joe Carter. Joe Carter, game 1. Game 2, I'm going John Olerud. I'm bringing Olerud out
with the hard hat.
I want the hard hat on when he throws out the first pitch. Game 6, I think I'm going Paul Molitor. Game 7, Pat Borders with a chew-in. Pat Borders.
I remember he had a biggest chew.
Yeah, he won the MVP in '92.
Do you know how many Twitter accounts are Pat Borders chew?
Yes. Man, I remember as a kid, that's all I wanted to do was chew gum and play catcher like Pat Borders.
Yeah,
like that's all he wanted to do.
With a little stash too.
Yes, stash. He was unreal in those World Series. Yeah. That's your lineup. That's your lineup. And I could listen to Ed Sprague. I could listen to, Kelly Gruber, and there's other options out there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Olerud snuck in there for you. It just seems like kind of a...
Dude, he was the man. He almost hit 493. That guy was unbelievable.
He was
John Olerud.
awesome. He was awesome.
Unreal. All right, hour 2 coming up. MJ will join us. Role play coming up. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
This is Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Man, I'm already having regrets on my ceremonial first pitch options because
Oh, yeah?
Johnny O, I told you he's out.
he might. I love John Olerud, but Devon White, like Devo, might have to throw out the first pitch. Devo might have to. How about Cito, man? You get Cito Gaston out there. Cito would be phenomenal. Man, there's so many legends from those early 90s teams.
Stottlemyre.
Yeah, you got Jack Morris, old crusty Jack Morris up there.
Well, he
Morris
was
with that stash.
a big stash. He could throw didn't he throw 60 and it just moved everywhere? Like he didn't have heat.
He
was
threw
a
stuff
warrior,
in the dirt,
though.
man. He was just an old grizzled veteran.
I hated that guy so much. I hated him when they traded for him. I'm like, they got that guy. I hate that guy.
Yeah,
But he was so money.
grizzled.
He reminds me of the manager in
Lou Brown.
Yeah,
That's
he's Lou Brown. He looks
exactly what he
exactly
looks
like Lou Brown.
Yes,
Yeah.
and sounds like just crusty old Lou
Just
Brown.
chews on cigars. That's what it does.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. But anyway, we'll see what the Jays have in store as of Friday night, Game 1. Got role play coming up later in the hour. Johnny will join us here in a moment. You guys see Michael Jordan make his debut with NBC
Yeah.
last night. And it's kind of amazing. I was thinking about it today. Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady are all in media. Like, arguably the 3 greatest players in their respective sport, history of their sport. And who would be the equivalent in baseball? I don't really know. But you got A-Rod and Jeter and Poppy doing stuff for Fox.
All on the same panel.
All on the same panel. And it's pretty incredible. Like, he is... NBC, my understanding is he'll be kind of in and out throughout their season. I think they paid him $40 million, basically to go to his house, and Tirico sits down and interviews him, and they'll chop it up and play it, a bunch of times over the course of the year.
Yeah.
And he's going to make.
So
40
that's his
sheets.
television. He was just sitting down with Tirico, and they got asked a bunch of questions, and that was his comeback for TV.
More or less, and I think he'll be contributing in different ways. And I think I'm sure by the the playoffs he'll be in, he'll be involved in some capacity. I don't know all the details on the plan, but basically the introduction was $40 million. You can come to my house and interview me if you want and play it on NBC.
Remember, for years,
that was my
No, but
perception
somebody
of it.
on the other end said, "All right, we'll do it."
Great idea.
yeah, exactly.
Great call.
But wasn't he the original meme, the crying face?
Yes, one of the original ones.
I
You're right.
swear he was the original meme. Crying face Jordan was on everything. Was it not?
He also got a ton of memes out of that, The Last Dance, where and I took that to heart. I
Yes.
took that personally.
Yeah.
And he's got the iPad, and there's all kind of he got a lot of memes out of that Last
but the
Dance.
crying Jordan face was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It still lands.
Yeah.
It's still
Something
an
stupid
all-time
happens,
great.
you'll see that.
It's
Yeah.
an all-time great meme.
It is. I swear that's the original meme.
I
crying
think you're right.
Jordan face.
And I took that personally as up there. It's because people use it on everything in life,
Yes.
right? Like my kid said he could beat me playing cards, and I took that personally, and I had to find a way to beat him up on that. Like there's so many different things that applies to, and Michael Jordan has supplied it. But he had some great stories last night. Like we'll play one a little bit later on about shooting a free throw in front of a family, and like that
Renting
guy's
a
life
house.
is just so different. Like the way he was talking about, they're coming over for pictures. Like that's just natural. Like if he does anything in his life where he interacts with anyone, pictures are involved.
Yeah.
Like it's just automatic.
Well, he was renting the house from the guy, and the guy probably said, "Look, I'll give you a discount, but we're coming over for pictures, and we're going to have a little meet and greet, and you're going to shoot. You're going to shoot a basket."
He's so different.
How much
though.
of a discount, though? How much is that worth to him?
Dude,
to have
Michael
to do
Jordan,
that.
the guy probably
What is
said, "I'm not going to the Ryder Cup anyway. You can have my house for free, but you know what? We're going to show up, and you're going to take some pics and act like you
That's
like
what
it."
I'm saying. Like, MJ is not going to sit there and say, all right, if you knock $1,000 off, I'll do a little.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
what does he care?
Dude,
He'd
this guy's
rather pay
house was
extra.
probably PGA Tour players pay $30,000 a week to rent someone's house out for 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, his house at the Ryder Cup must have been absurd, dude.
Insane.
That was in the Hamptons, basically, like
Oh
Beth
my
Page.
God. That'd be
That's where it
100.
was. That guy was probably paying $250,000 cash a
For
day.
Sure.
for
Yeah,
that guy's
exactly.
house.
Exactly.
You know, and I guess a little meet and greet. Anyway, good to see the GOAT back in the rotation with NBC.
We got our own MJ.
We have our own MJ, our own GOAT. This guy, he wheels around the ice doing interviews, man. He's changing the game.
Big
We
shot,
love it. Here's Mike Johnson, our TSN hockey analyst. There he is. No bucket. Did you ever think about wearing a helmet, a hat? What was the plan there with Austin?
No, it didn't cross my mind for a second. Put a helmet on. I was like, I got a tracksuit on. Although you notice TSN monogram tracksuit, custom, I might add. But no, never a helmet. And baseball cap maybe, but it was neat. I mean, Austin, we don't see him sort of let his guard down at all, right? Like when he does media, there's a lot of people there, and he knows everything he says is going to be dissected every which way. So I was impressed that he was so comfortable. Like he just was kind of having a good time and chatting and smiling and laughing and telling stories. And I think people may see him slightly more human and less robotic. Like he was charismatic and he was funny and I'm like, you're like, that's a guy I want to go have a beer with, not, what maybe we see in the regular media. So yeah, no bucket, never. We should have done one hard lap and gone with a little race with each other. That would have been interesting.
Yes.
Dude, if you had a bucket on, Johnny, they would have pulled that from the dock
No,
and said, "We can't air this." Like a big, awkward,
If
like
he had a bubble
Joe
cage
for anything. Dude, a half cage. Some kind of old school CCM helmet with a half cage, they would have pulled it. So we can't air it.
Listen, I played 12 years. I never wore a visor once. I'm not putting one on to do an interview with Matthews.
Yeah.
And if they would have said, like, rink rules, Hockey Canada rules, you have a helmet on, like, interview's not happening. I will not do this with a helmet on.
Yeah.
It's just,
You're
that
right.
is
Exactly.
that is a non-starter for the whole thing.
Yeah.
That would
Andy
have
Reid.
changed
It's
everything,
Andy Reid.
dude.
Andy Reid with a fishbowl out there.
Honestly, he could have, if you were wearing that, he could have said, I guarantee a Stanley Cup. I guarantee I score 1,000 goals, and no one would care. No one would even, it wouldn't even be
No.
it wouldn't go viral.
It would be afterthought. It's like look at this idiot trying to do an interview, fogging up his face mask, talking to Austin. So, anyways, I appreciate it because it was something different for him. It took up half an hour of his day, so that's not something he likes to do. So, we're appreciative of it.
Do you think he would have accepted the request after last night, the way things have been going for this team, or what?
I was disappointed that he didn't score a hat trick last night. I'm like, I did it on Monday, I guess. I'm like, I hope he has a good game. I hope he just lights one up. But it wasn't to be against Jersey last night. It wasn't a good game for him. It wasn't a great game for the team. And a lot of the questions, almost growing into concerns for the Toronto Maple Leafs, were sort of highlighted yesterday in that game. In that, primarily, they want to be a big, grindy team. And I had a little interaction with it. It's like, I think they know what they want to do. I don't think they know if they can do it because they haven't. Like, I don't know if they can be this sort of dump it in, forecheck, turn it over, possess it, wear you down, ground and pound kind of team. I get the philosophy. I get the playoff philosophy, but I haven't really seen any stretch of time in a game other than the second game against Detroit where they really sort of control play. Other than that game, they haven't really had long stretches of play where you're like, that's a dominant team. That's a really good team. You've seen blips, minutes, you've seen talent and skill, but I think if they're trying to reinvent sort of how they approach playing, they haven't got it, and I don't know if they have the personnel to really execute it as well as they want to for 82 games.
So, Johnny, we seem to have this conversation, and Hayes always has the classic line, no need to get concerned because they're going to end up with 100-plus points. And we have this conversation every year, and it ultimately comes true. Are you comfortable in saying that right now, where it's like there's no need to panic here? These guys are comfortably going to have 100 points, and this is just a blip on the radar.
Panic and concern are two different things. Panic, no. I don't think there's need to panic yet. But I think concern, sure. And the other part about if you look at what the Leafs did last year in winning the division title, what allowed them to win so many games primarily, right? One, Stolarz, league best save percentage, great goaltending. He hasn't been as good, and Joseph Woll